Procrastination, the act of delaying or postponing something. Me now.
Oh my goodness! It's 11:30 and I haven't finished my essay and it's due in 30 minutes. Wow, why did I wait till the last minute?
I hope to become.
Oh, yay! It's barely 6:40. I'm already done with my essay. And it's not due till, what, midnight? Woo, more time to myself.
Alrighty. So, it's April 1st, and this is my first self-help check. And I can't do that. And so, I'm doing my project on procrastination, and it's going great. Complete honesty, I have not bought the book. I should really get that, and I'm planning on getting it this Friday, so it's okay. I chose procrastination because it's honestly one of the biggest problems I have, as you can see. I think I should have had my book like last week. Don't have it yet. I do a lot of things at the last minute. You know, sometimes I turn them in and bam, got an A, and I'm like, woo, woo, yes. Other times I'll turn something in I did the last night and no, I fail. So, you know what? You win some, you lose some. Maybe I should try to win all of them. That's why I chose procrastination. Okay, so some of the things that I already do to not be so much of a procrastinator, but haven't really been working, I do write down all my assignments, when they're due, and everything on my agenda. My best friend, yes, that's really sad to say. Like, here's this week, not anything since we're on spring break, but I write down all the assignments, everything, tests, exams, so I can study, and it does help, but yeah, I still do it at the last minute. I'll probably look at this like at 10 o'clock at night, and I'm like, oh, dang it, I have something due today, due tomorrow, and then I start doing it. So I feel like I need something that motivates me, and that reminds me like, hey, do this. So I'm really hoping that this book will help, and I'm really excited to challenge myself in this way. So yeah.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go through a tight one. Running in the backseat. We're generous in it. Things in the backseat. Let's be. Let's go. Shooting in the back now.
Part 1. Getting a grip on procrastination. Step 1. Tackling the dread. Why don't you want to do it? So this week, it was week 2 of my self-help project, and I got through part 1 of the book, which is Getting a Grip on Procrastination, and it's split into 3 parts. The first one is Tackling the Dread, which has to deal with why. Why don't we do it? Why do we put it off? Which part do we hate? And has this become a pattern? And so I took this and decided to work for math with this section. And okay, so when talking about math, I asked myself, why do I put off my math homework? Why do I wait till the last day before the test to do it all? I would just have to say it's because I always think there's something better to do, or I'm just like, I just don't like it. Which part do we hate? I would say it's honestly the doing it part. Because afterwards I'm fine, and before it I'm fine. It's just getting through it, opening the book, writing it all out. Yes, it has become a pattern. I don't know, the beginning of the first semester, I was not like this. Last year, I was not like this. Maybe senioritis has to do with it. But yes, it has become a pattern. So in the book, Rita, the author, she suggests that we just give ourselves small rewards after doing a portion of the task. And so I did this while doing my math homework, and it's actually helped. I reward myself with food once I get through a section each time. And
Okay, R2, secant theta, move the 2, 1 over cosine, r cosine equals x equals 2. Oh, yay, another section finished. I get to eat some Skittles.
so section 2 of part 1 was what's your excuse? And it begins by telling you to make a list, and that's exactly what I did. I just put my major priorities of that week, which was math homework, KWL for anatomy, dress shopping, get a prom date, start satire essay, make appointment to get hair colored, clean room, order soccer tickets. Those were just my main things this week, and I didn't understand why I was supposed to make the list, because it never said, not until I got to like the end of the section. And making this list, I went through it and I kept realizing that I always have an excuse not to do one of these. Oh, go dress shopping, too far. Get a prom date, too difficult. Start satire essay, too lazy. Make an appointment for hair, don't have money. Clean room, I don't like that. She says that we should always know our excuses and that those are our enemies, so we could learn and see what we keep doing. And this way, also by making a list, we can prioritize and see what's important and what's not important.
Third section, the games people play. We are on our phone, we're watching TV, or on social media instead.
Honey, baby, I'm looking down. I need your loving, I need it now. Without you, I'm something weak.
Crystal, shouldn't you be doing your homework right now?
Oh, shut up. I am doing my homework. Help chat. Oh, number 73.
Part 2, why we procrastinate. Step 1 of part 2, the fears that stop you cold. Fear of failure or fear of success. Okay, so it's week 3 of my self-help project, and this week I got through the section of why we procrastinate. Please excuse my mother's soap opera. The first section of part 2 was the fears that could stop you cold. And this section talked about, I guess, why we procrastinate, and that sometimes it's because of our fears of failure or like fears of success. And this one was a little bit hard to relate to, but I guess I really relate to, since mainly a lot of the things that I procrastinate, it's not because I fear like success or failure, it's because I'm just lazy or I think it's too hard to do. So I related it to something in the past that I procrastinated when senior year started, and was that was applying for college. And that's where I guess I feared failure. I feared, oh, they're not going to accept me. But I guess you just get to a point where you realize the school year is ending and you have to apply because you want to know what you're going to be doing for the next 4 years. Section 2 of part 3, I want to do it all. When we pile too much on our plate or we have too many interests. The second part of part 2 was I want to do it all. And that's true. I have that really big problem. I can't say no to anyone or anything. I always say, oh yeah, I can do it. I'll get it done. And next thing you know, at the end of the day, I'm like, oh crap, I have too many things to do. And I'll spend way too much time and get no sleep. But I finish it all. But there's things that I've maybe should have prioritized and maybe done before, or there's things that I should have said no to. So during the week, I interviewed my little brother, asking him some questions, sort of having to relate the section 2 of part 2 of the book about I Want to Do It All. And here he is talking about it, and I just wanted to see someone else's point of view on what I think my problem is. Hey Julio, I just need to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
Okay. Do you think Crystal does too much? Or she
Yes.
believes she can do a lot of things?
Yes.
Would you say that she can never say no?
Yes.
Can you give an example?
When someone asks you to take them somewhere, you can't say no, and then you can't do another thing for me.
Okay.
I messed up. My name is Juan.
Help, I'm overwhelmed. Section 3 of part 2. You keep complaining.
So this is section 3 of part 2, and it's called Help, I'm Overwhelmed, and it has to do with when we're always complaining about having so many things to do, and you begin to freak out. And the author Rita suggests to make a list and prioritize and do what's, do first, and just keep going and stop complaining and tackle the problem instead.
Part 3, strategies. Plan time to plan. Step 1 of part 3. Okay. So last week, my 4th week, last week of my self-help project, and this one started with the section of plan time to plan. And this one actually I really think I could relate to. It talked about how many times we just start on a project and we just do it all and we don't plan at all for it. And then we always get stuck throughout the way, which makes it even take way longer. So I think I go through this every time I write an essay. Since, I'll create like a rough outline, but it's rough. And it doesn't help at all. Wow. This would be so much easier if I had an outline, because I have no idea what I'm talking about. Clutter busting, too much things on your desk. The second portion of the last section of the book is clutter busting, which isn't really a big problem for me since I usually have my things organized, but yet I guess it's an important factor. Usually when we see a bunch of things on a desk, we don't know where to start, and we just grab things, but maybe they're not prioritized, you could say, and if they were, it'd be easier to get things done, and the most important things would get done first. What dreams are made of. Last section of part 3. Last section of the book. It talked about what dreams are made of. And I have to say this is the saddest part of the book, because it makes you realize that maybe sometimes your dreams aren't realistic. She says that many times we put our dreams aside because we just always have maybe something else more important to do, like before. She relates it a lot to parents that are older, because they always say like they never completed their dream because they had kids and they had to start working and paying bills. So she offers advice to break down your dreams. Ask yourself what the next step towards it is. So it was, since she related it to an older group of people, it was a little bit hard for me to relate, but I thought about it, and I guess it's still the same thing. My dream is to become a doctor. And I guess if I do what she says and break it down and realize what the next steps are, I will get through, go to college, get into medical school. So yeah. I would have to say that I really enjoyed learning something through a book. It's something I've never done, so it was a bit different. But at the end of the day, at the end of the 30 days, I don't regret it choosing this topic because it's always been something that I've had trouble in. And I think I've learned a lot, not just on procrastination, but life skills.